I'm Dr. Ryan Turner, board certified dermatologist with over 15 years of clinical practice here in New York City. And I'm super excited to be here with cosmetic chemist extraordinaire and founder of his own skincare line, BeautyStat, Ron Robinson. It's also a pleasure to get to speak with him, and hopefully, we one day get to meet in person because we have another connection through his brother, whom I used to work with and do research with what seems like 2 decades ago now. So I'm happy to finally be able to spend some time chatting with him about all things skincare and to also to get into some science of the skincare. So with that, Ron, I would love for you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about you.
Dr. Turner, thank you so much for having me today. Great to meet you and great to meet you in person soon as well. We have to do that. Yeah, I'm a veteran cosmetic chemist. I'm celebrating my 34th year in the industry. I call myself the accidental cosmetic chemist because it wasn't my intention to become one. I dropped out of med school, broke my mother's heart, and landed a job, given that I had a pre-med degree in biology and chemistry, and landed my first job out of school as a cosmetic chemist for Clinique 34 years ago. So have jumped around, spent a lot of years building and developing products for a lot of big companies. And then 5 years ago, I launched my own brand, BeautyStat. So super excited to be here and share more with you about ingredients, technologies, and what I'm seeing in the future for skincare.
Fantastic. So we'll be excited to learn about things that you have recently launched, and also some to learn more about like your specialized version of vitamin C, which
Yes,
everyone should be using.
definitely, definitely.
Um, So it's great to have you here. We'll hit on like a number of different topics. But as a cosmetic chemist and formulator of skincare, are there anything like in particular that you thought about when creating skincare for yourself, people who have melanated skin? Any special considerations when doing your formulations?
Definitely. I think there are a lot of misconceptions about the types of products and ingredients people with melanated skin should be using. And I think the one misconception is about sunscreen. I think
Mm,
given the fact that people of color, they do have higher levels of melanin, which serves as a protection from UV, it's just not enough. We don't have enough of it to really provide enough protection. So we need to go to topical sunscreen ingredients and products in order to get that protection, to keep our skin youthful and vibrant and avoid any damage that UV can cause.
absolutely. And then when you're thinking about other types of problems that we're trying to solve in melanated skin, like hyperpigmentation, do you have any favorites when you're thinking about formulating?
Definitely. Yeah, I think there's one thing that's almost ironic about melanated skin in that some ingredients that can work to help treat hyperpigmentation can actually exacerbate it if
Mhm. Good
if
point.
either if misused or if it just doesn't work with your skin. So I think ingredients that I go to are things like vitamin C.
Mhm.
Some types of hydroxy acids can be good. You might have heard in your practice with those with melanated skin, they may
Mhm.
not be able to tolerate high levels of glycolic acid, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that might be an ingredient that some people of color should avoid and look for more gentler acids to help exfoliate and help to even out skin tone and hyperpigmentation.
You hit on a good point that sort of echoes what I tell patients in the office because sometimes more is not better. And
Right.
you're right, if we start to get irritation of our skin using high percentages or too much of something, we get inflammation and irritation, and we know that those things can lead to further hyperpigmentation. So excellent point on that. And so, what I think I know what your answer will be, but what are some of your favorite skincare ingredients to use just as a whole for all skin types?
Yeah, my go-to is definitely vitamin C. It's one of those jack of all trades types of ingredients. Three things that I really like about it in that it does works as a powerful antioxidant, so it's going to protect the skin from free radical damage.
Mhm.
It's known to help stimulate collagen. So not only is it going to help even out the skin tone, but it's also going to help, lessen the lines and wrinkles, etc., and crow's feet. And again, as I said, given it's a tyrosinase inhibitor, it's going to
Mhm.
work to help even out skin tone and really make sure pigment develops at a more even, type of level, and not too much in discrete areas. So that's why I like vitamin C. It's jack of all trades.
Excellent. And then also for our listeners who don't know, Ron has a patented version of vitamin C. What are you able to tell us about what's special about your version of vitamin C? How can that be used for certain skin types? Is it less irritating? Does that make it so that it can go and be placed in other areas of the body?
Yeah, I think vitamin C is really the reason I launched the brand BeautyStat, because I saw a need in the marketplace with other vitamin C products on the market, which tended to oxidize and turn brown and basically start to smell like hot dog water. And that's because vitamin C is a very sensitive ingredient. It's notoriously unstable. So, as I said, it could turn brown and turn orange. And I thought that was a real pain point. Consumers would tell me, hey, why is my vitamin C serum? I spent a lot of money on it. Why is it starting to smell, off? And, it's not working for me any longer. So that got me thinking that if I could stabilize pure vitamin C, that could be a real big breakthrough in the industry. So, spent a few years working on, really what we did is encapsulate the vitamin C particles so that it stays protected and does not release until it's actually spread onto the skin. So this is our star product. We actually use 20% pure patented stable vitamin C. We have patented, it's a patented process where this product can last 3 to 5 years, does not oxidize, does not turn brown. So we're really giving the consumer a product that's really a great value, and in that it lasts, and it also has great clinical results.
Excellent. So I oftentimes to tell my patients to look for things like their actives that are encapsulated. So they're in these little packages that can slowly deliver the active ingredient to the skin
Yeah,
that decreases irritation, allowing them to use higher percentages. And in the case of vitamin C, the higher percentage we can also get a bit more efficacy like as well. So I love that. I love the feel of it. And patients don't like to see, or any consumers of skincare for that matter, don't want to see their skincare turning brown, because that gives us a signal that things have been used up or not working, and are not going to any longer be effective. So it
definitely.
sounds like you did a fantastic job solving that problem.
Definitely. That was the purpose of the brand. And you can see some of the clinical results I see that I have back here. Again, independent clinical results show decrease in fine lines, hyperpigmentation, evenness of skin tone, as well as firming and tightening the look of the skin. So
Excellent. Yep. I love vitamin C too. I think it's like a great product for hyperpigmentation, helping resolve redness. So it's a real workhorse
definitely, definitely.
for that. Excellent. Um, Also, when you're thinking about formulating things, is there anything in particular that you like for men, for example, like in skincare?
Yeah, I think the key thing with men, when we think about the differences between men's skin and women's skin,
Hmm.
obviously, it's men's skin's a little bit thicker. We have
Hmm.
hormonal differences, which, create more oil, etc. But I think in general, the men's and women's skins are a lot more common. I think one thing that men could use more of is more exfoliation, given again thicker skin, and they could tolerate more exfoliation. This also helps with shaving and improving the shave as well, getting a closer shave. And again, men are prone to the same concerns, the fine lines, the wrinkles, the uneven skin tone. So a lot of the same ingredients apply to men. And I think my only tip there is to really focus on texture. Given
Hmm.
that skin tends to be oilier, they might benefit or like products that are more lightweight, fast absorbing, and not as rich as a product geared for women.
Agreed. I think with my guys, I try to give like a simple routine. So I
Right.
try to equate skincare with shaving, for example. And
Yes.
so get that nice shave and then think about combination products, things that are going to hydrate the skin and treat the skin like at the same time.
Yeah.
Um, so a lot of times, myself included, I'll get some hyperpigmentation from shaving, like underlying. One of my go-tos, I like to have a combination product that has some glycolic acid in there, get some quick penetrance and some exfoliation. As you're suggesting, vitamin C is another key ingredient that can also help with like hyperpigmentation post-shaving, and can be more gentle on the skin than other acids. So when I'm thinking about putting skincare into application, I try to pair it with something else to simplify the routine.
Makes total sense. I think, guys, we love two-in-one multi-purpose, makes it easier. By the way, BeautyStat, we have a triple action daily peel product. Again, it has a blend of hydroxy acids, glucosamine, easy to use to smooth over the skin. It helps to exfoliate on the go.
And where, Ron, should we fit that like in a routine? Is that going to be after cleansing and then use it as a leave-on treatment?
Definitely, it could be used after cleansing. And if you're using a serum, you could use the serum on top of that and then follow with a moisturizer or sunscreen.
Okay, excellent. Now you say triple action. So tell us what's in there.
Yeah, so so it's a blend of hydroxy acids. We have beta hydroxy acids, we have lactic acid, as well as glucosamine. Glucosamine is one of those ingredients found in our skin and in our joints. Our research shows that topically it helps skin's actual exfoliation process. It helps to improve that process. So it's a triple threat product in here. And again, it's very tolerable to the skin, along with the hydroxy acids that are gentler as well.
Oh, so that's excellent. So after cleansing, a lot of times, like if we're using anything like a toner, everybody always asks about toner. In
Yeah.
the past, we use things like witch hazels or things that have a lot of alcohols in it that strip the skin,
Yes.
disrupt the skin barrier. So we're trying to re-educate patients on that.
Yes.
This sounds like a good use of an equivalent for chemical exfoliation. So I oftentimes work with patients like after cleansing, we think about chemical exfoliation and mechanical exfoliation. Mechanical exfoliation being sort of micro scrubbers or some type of physical crystal on the skin to lift off that dead skin.
Right.
But what you're alluding to is chemical exfoliation. So this could be a great step after cleansing, get that chemical exfoliation like on the skin, along with like a little bit of hydration, and then move on to your next steps with spot treatment, moisturization, like all over. I like it.
Definitely. Absolutely. It's about shedding that dead skin on the surface and, you know, leaving the smooth, more radiant skin underneath, letting that show.
Excellent. So very good. Um, and so with all of these like classic skincare ingredients in your products, the vitamin C, the exfoliators, what do you see on the horizon for skincare in 2024? What's going to be hot?
Yeah, what's really hot this year is peptides, specifically neuropeptides. So I'm not sure if you know that we launched a new product just a month ago. It's our peptide wrinkle relaxing moisturizer. And
Mhm.
just to back up a minute, what are peptides?
Yeah.
They're chains of amino acids that create a signal or message. They act as messengers in the skin, telling our skin to take certain actions. So they're peptides that work to help repair the barrier, that are anti-inflammatory. We're using specifically neuropeptides. And what these neuropeptides do is they signal the skin's, specifically the muscles that create, facial expressions, sends a signal to them to say, hey, listen, chill out, relax. Don't flex as much, relax, and leaves the skin smoother, less lined. And again, we have clinical results showing in 5 days, really improved look and feel of skin, smoother, firmer, softer as well. So we're super excited about that product. And this is it right here. It's the BeautyStat Peptide Wrinkle Relaxing Moisturizer.
Fantastic. Is this going to be the new Botox, Ron? Is that going to replace what I do in the office?
But nothing topically is ever going to be exactly like Botox. So we played nicely with our dermatologist friends. We believe that if those are afraid of needles and would prefer to use something over the counter, they can come to us. Or if they'd like a product to use in between having their regular Botox treatments, they can use a great product that's going to work synergistically with it. So we are just giving consumers options and the ability to just get the best topical skincare they can, even if they're going to see professionals like yourself.
Excellent. I did do a little bit of reading in this like particular like neuropeptide. It comes from snails, is that right? Where we know some of the data and literature?
Actually, it's biomimetics. So
Ah,
actually,
okay.
yeah. So that what that means is that it it duplicates the action
Mhm,
of snails, but it
mhm.
does it synthetically. So we're not harming any animals in the process.
Okay, so excellent. So this product then is vegan
It's
altogether?
vegan product, yes.
Okay, excellent. So that's a good mark. And then where should we fit this like in our routine? Should this be daytime? And do we need to do this like a couple of hours for when it hits? Is this something that's instant? How should
Yeah,
we use the product?
this could be one of your last steps in your routine. So,
Mhm.
so after cleansing, serum, moisturizer, and before sunscreen, AM and PM, and we
Okay.
have great clinical results after just one usage, but
Okay.
really significant results after 5 days, which is really the reviews we're getting, the feedback, the testimonials are just amazing on this product. So really proud of it and excited for consumers to experience it for themselves.
Oh, congratulations. It sounds like a fantastic product. Is this something we're going to use all over? Do we focus on the eyes where there's smaller muscles?
All of any place where you have expressions. So it's going to be the
Okay.
11 lines, forehead lines, nasolabial folds, marionette lines. We're even seeing consumers talking about how it's helping with their neck and helping to create more firmness and tightness around their neck. So I'm super excited. And by the way, it has this great sensation when you first apply it. It really, you feel this tightening, cooling sensation. You're like, wow, this feels like it's working. So it's that
Ah,
giving some instant gratification.
I would love that. You can
You
feel
can
this
you
working.
feel it working.
A lot of times patients are like, oh, it's burning, it's working, it's
It's
working.
working.
This
They
sounds like a cool, calming sensation. That's
yes, definitely.
that's so fantastic. Um, so we're talking about like skincare for everyone.
Yep.
We touched a little bit earlier that it's sometimes like very difficult for us to like reach men and have them to be dedicated to skincare. What are some of the reasons you think it's like very difficult to reach men as a consumer? Sometimes like even more difficult to reach men of color in terms of skincare and education. Any barriers? What do you see? And give me some feedback on your years of experience and consumer research.
I think men are looking to see themselves either in advertising on social media,
Mhm.
educators like ourselves that are professionals, that are skincare professionals in the space. They're looking to hear from us. And I think that's what is missing. I think as we create more content and be more consumer facing and showing that, hey, we are men in the field and we are experts. I
Mhm.
think that is going to help bring more men and get them more involved in good skincare.
Mhm. Absolutely. One of the things like I also try to do for my male patients, but for everyone for that matter, is to simplify things like a 1, 2, 3 step system, which was something I wanted to think about when I founded or co-founded my own skincare line called TRNR Skin. So we simplify things with a cleanser, a treatment serum, and then a moisturizer because that can get people more engaged when you simplify things. That's one of the things like I like about your products. They're very problem focused. So if you're going to pick up 1 or 2 things, you can go for that vitamin C. And now you're going to have to send me some over because if I take my Botox for a flight, I'm going to putting on my peptide cream from Ron Robinson.
Absolutely, we'll send that over. And I love that. I love how you create your line. And I think you mentioned tying it in with the shaving, which is a grooming habit most men do, and that's a great way to get them into skincare. Something to do right after they shave or before they shave. I think it's a great way to build that, build a habit around that activity that they currently do.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, and so, what are some of your personal concerns when you're consuming skincare? A lot of times, when we're building a skincare product, myself included, when I was thinking about things for Turner Skin, I thought about how my skin responds and the problems like I want to solve. Did you use that when you were creating your line BeautyStat?
Yeah, it's a great question. I actually was more focused on consumer feedback. I think
Mhm,
probably the fact that I'm a scientist and a researcher, I'm really more data focused. So
mhm.
I certainly have my skincare concerns, and I definitely want them addressed. But I think what motivates me to actually create and develop products is it a need from a lot of consumers? Am I answering a problem for a lot of consumers? And that's really what I think about. Fortunately, with our vitamin C serum, it addresses my concerns. Hyperpigmentation is a concern of mine, and this has had a dramatic effect in improving my skin. And fortunately, it's doing the same thing with a lot of other consumers as well.
Excellent. And another question, when was the last time that you've seen a dermatologist?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot here. You're putting me on the spot. Okay. It was a week ago.
Oh, okay.
It
That's
was, it
good. So you're
was,
keeping up
I'm keeping up. I'm keeping
on
up.
your maintenance.
I'm keeping up
Not
on
at
my
all.
maintenance. Yes.
I always like to ask that question, like in general, because for skin cancer screenings, I myself has had a skin cancer that I found on myself under my toenail. Um,
Interesting.
so I myself like to keep up with my skin examinations with my dermatologist. I will admit that I have not seen my dermatologist in about 8 months. I'm a little past due. I'm supposed to be on a 6 month schedule.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you'll get back on schedule.
I'll get back on schedule. So I'm going to fess up and answer that question before you ask me. So excellent. Anything else that you want to share with our audience, Ron, about what's upcoming in 2024? Any misconceptions about skincare that you'd like to myth bust for us that you see?
Yeah, there are a couple of things that I feel that are really in for this year and will continue into next year. And I think the idea of preventative treatment and preventative skincare, I think it's really key. Obviously, you've heard all the buzz with Gen Y and Gen Alpha. They're going and clamoring into Ulta Beauty and Sephora trying to get their skincare. And I'm not mad at that. I think that is okay if they focus on the protection products, sunscreen, hydration is always great. I don't think they need the heavy actives. I think they're too young for that. They don't need that yet. I think that's just asking for trouble. So but I love the idea of getting consumers into a skincare routine early, especially at that age, around protection.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of times I have to transition my teens from these 10-step routines
Right.
on TikTok or other like social media. They come in, their acne is flaring, but they decided to do slugging. I'm not a fan of slugging, but
Yeah, neither am I. It's so funny. I almost think like, what is going to happen if, because basically think about it, their skin is the best that it's ever going to be. It's before they're getting any wrinkles or acne. They're
Mhm.
full, it's chock full of collagen, right? Right? Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, they have it all. So it's almost like if they go too deep into using too many actives, are they going to become mutants by the time
Right.
they're 20s? Are they going to look like, thin skin, aliens from another planet? So I really, again, I urge them to just focus on prevention, protection,
Mhm.
good cleansing, good moisturizing, and protection with sunscreen.
Excellent. And I echo that. That's exactly what I encourage in my patients. Sometimes we have to peel them away from it, but do no harm is first rule of order.
Right, exactly. That is correct. That is correct.
Excellent. Ron, thank you so much, really and truly, for joining me today, helping to educate all of our skincare fans out there, do a little bit of myth busting, and also take things back to the science. If you can tell everyone, where can we find your products? How can we like and follow you? So give us all of the download on that information.
Dr. Turner, thank you so much for a great conversation today. Really appreciate it. So my brand BeautyStat, we are sold nationwide, all doors of Ulta Beauty. You can find us on social at BeautyStat, and you can follow me at Ron Robinson Cosmetic Chemist on Instagram, where daily I post videos providing explanations of ingredients, and I also myth bust. So check me out there.
Excellent. So everyone go find cosmetic chemist and formulator extraordinaire, Ron Robinson, on all his social channels. And I believe you're in Ulta Beauty.
Ulta Beauty nationwide, yes.
Excellent. So pleasure again. Thank you so much for joining us. And I look forward to meeting you in person very soon, one of these days.
Likewise. Thank you, Dr. Turner. Bye.
No pleasure. Okay, be well, Ron.